Billionaires who lost it all. Björn Gudmundsson. This Icelandic billionaire was ranked by Forbes as one of the richest in the world in early 2008. Björn Gudmundsson made his money in a variety of ways. He owned Russian beverage and bottling companies, a significant share in an Icelandic publishing company, and a controlling share in Landsbanki, one of Iceland's major banks. With over $1.1 billion, Gudmundsson had enough money to even buy his own sports team, West Ham United of the English Premier League. In 2008, the Icelandic banking system collapsed, and Gudmundsson was forced to declare bankruptcy as he had more debt than he could pay off. Alan Stanford. With several homes, including one in Antigua, and even his 112-foot yacht, Texan Alan Stanford was living the billionaire life. He made his fortune through his investment firm, which had offices around the world. His estimated $7 billion in wealth was spent on a lavish lifestyle, which included rubbing shoulders with politicians and spending $20 million to have special cricket matches played in Antigua. There was just one massive problem. The money Stanford was spending wasn't his. The investment money he took from tens of thousands of people went right into his personal bank account. When the authorities finally caught him, they stripped him of whatever money he had left and sent him to jail for 110 years. Larry Dodge. Unlike Alan Stanford, Larry Dodge made his fortune legally. The owner of an American bank, Dodge had an estimated $1 billion before the big financial crisis of 2009. You'd think someone who built their fortune through a bank would know something about managing money. Unfortunately, when the government seized his bank, Dodge found himself in the hole. It turns out he and his wife had blown every penny on a lavish lifestyle, which included a $70,000 gold piano and financial donations their bank account couldn't match. Now massively in debt, the Dodges also face a number of lawsuits from the institutes and school boards who had been promised millions in financial aid. Sean Quinn. At one time the richest man in Ireland, Sean Quinn's wealth was estimated at over $6 billion in 2008. By 2011, he had lost it all and was so far in debt that he was forced to file for bankruptcy. He started his way to billionaire status in the 1970s when he entered into the gravel and cement business. Over the years, he started other business ventures, including opening a chain of hotels in his name and buying into the insurance and banking sector. Things were great until 2008 when the banks suffered a large decline. Quinn's businesses and investments lost billions, and when the dust settled, he had a little over $300 to his name. Alberto Villar. Alberto Villar started his way to billionaire status in the late 1970s when he founded an investment firm. Decades later, he made billionaire status thanks to some well-timed investments in online companies such as Yahoo and AOL. Unfortunately, when the tech bubble burst in the early 2000s, Villar and his firm lost a lot of money, which caused him greater problems considering he was pledging tens of millions to various operas and art centers. One thing led to another, and before you knew it, Villar found himself in jail for such things as money laundering and fraud. If he has any cash left today, it's no doubt going straight into the pockets of his lawyers. Bernie Madoff. You can't talk about crooked billionaires without mentioning Bernie Madoff. This former investment advisor and stockbroker was a billionaire. It's just that the money technically wasn't his. Madoff used his stellar reputation in the business world to fly under the radar of authorities while he operated a massive Ponzi scheme. Basically, for years he took large investments from one group of people and paid small returns to another group of investors while pocketing the profits himself. It's estimated his scam involved upwards of $65 billion. In 2009, he was convicted of his crime and is now serving a 150-year sentence. Patricia Cluj. Patricia Cluj didn't earn her money through investments or criminal means. She started on the road to billionaire status thanks to a very large divorce settlement from her husband, John Cluj, a very wealthy television and media mogul. Cluj received a 45-room mansion and 200-acre estate, as well as $1 million a year as part of the settlement. Not content with this, she moved to create a nearly 1,000-acre winery to establish the Cluj estate, which also included a super luxury subdivision project. In 2008, the housing crisis hit and Cluj lost everything as investors backed out and property values dropped. Today, the winery still stands. It just has a different owner, Donald Trump. Eike Batista. At one time, this Brazilian businessman declared that he was going to be the richest person in the world. With about $30 billion in 2012, Eike Batista was well on his way to that goal. He had made his fortune in the mining and oil industry. In 2013, it all came to an end when his overly ambitious oil and natural gas projects in Brazil went under and his mining projects all suffered as a result of the global economic downturn. In the span of several months, Batista's wealth dropped to around $200 million. Things got even worse when he was accused of manipulating the market and the rest of his wealth was seized. Today, he is reportedly in debt to the tune of about $1.2 billion. Yikes, that is a whole lot of money down the drain. We hope you enjoyed this video. Here's some other videos we think you might like, and don't forget to click subscribe and thumbs up. Thanks!